I really don't. I don't know what to say. And I'm normally not at a loss for words. You know, my job is to speak. My job is to commentate. My job is to analyze. That's the worst half of basketball I've seen the Sacramento Kings play this year. It's inexcusable. The New Orleans Pelicans are playing without Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram. They're playing without their center Valanciunas. They're playing without Green, and they come out and play like that. That's embarrassing. All right? Now, I know the game's not over, but that's embarrassing. The Pelicans played last night. All right? They played last night. They beat the Lakers. And the Kings are sitting there waiting for this game, and New Orleans brings out a team that no one's ever heard of before, and they're kicking the Kings' ass. That is freaking embarrassing. Let's bring in Ryan in Sacktown. What else are you going to say? That is pathetic. What a pathetic performance in the first half for the Sacramento Kings, period. Pathetic.
All you can say, Grant, is it's a trend. It's literally a trend at this point, with or without Fox. This has been going on for almost 6 games.
I mean, you get nothing at the point from Davion Mitchell. You can't do it. All right, we talk about the trade deadline coming up, and we just saw a huge trade with Dallas and Brooklyn. The Kings need to get themselves a veteran backup point guard, because if Fox turns an ankle, or if Fox gets COVID, or if Fox has another personal situation and he misses a couple of games, you have no one to run the point on this team. Awful. I mean, Matthew Dellavedova at the point guard is much better than Davion Mitchell right now. That's just the way
I agree with you 100%. I want to see him get some minutes with the first team. The first team looks almost lost without everyone, without Sabonis, because they're just looking to Sabonis at this point, and they can't get the ball into him because he's being doubled on the touch. So they need somebody that can get things going. I mean, shoot, maybe even think about throwing Monk in there at the one to see what happens.
How about this? The Pelicans, without anyone playing, all right? Nobody's playing. Shoot 55% in the first half and 43% from beyond the arc. Now, we keep on talking about how bad the Kings' defense is. This is a team that isn't playing anyone other than basically C.J. McCollum. Who the hell's out there that you've ever heard of before? I mean, this is embarrassing. This is like playing a G League team tonight, with the exception of McCollum. You got nobody out there.
Yeah, I'd give them a little bit more credit than that. They're pretty athletic. They're pretty athletic for the most part. I think their roster's not terrible. They've just had some tough breaks. But regardless, this is a team the Kings should be handling, whether they're on a back-to-back or not, speaking of the Pelicans.
Wow. I mean, the box score is putrid, all right? If you want to talk about, right, you talked about this, all right? Sabonis with only 5 points. All right, he did have 8 rebounds. The reason why he had 8 rebounds, there were so many misses. Barnes, only 3 points. Did Keegan Murray show up tonight? How about this? Keegan Murray played 11 minutes. All right? You know what his stat line is tonight? Goose eggs. No free throws, no rebounds, no assists, no steals, no blocks, no points. What the hell are you doing out there? What are you doing out there? You don't have Zion Williamson. You don't have Brandon Ingram. You don't have Jonas Valanciunas. You got nobody. You got their entire front line out. What the hell are you doing? What is Harrison Barnes doing? Harrison Barnes did nothing in that first half. How does Harrison Barnes play 15 minutes, have no rebounds, 1 rebound, no assist, and 3 points? Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic.
They're completely out of sorts without Fox. That's the bottom line. They were out of sorts with Fox to a degree, but Kevin Huerter, what are we doing? And we need players that can create for themselves. And right now, we do not have that. Keegan needs a pass, right? Harrison needs to be kicked out. They just need to get going.
I didn't watch the first half with I don't watch the Kings telecast. If Katie's talking about attrition, shame on her. All right. It's embarrassing. All right. No announcer should watch that first half after the Kings just had a day off while the team you're playing played the night before and talk about attrition. Attrition? Really? Attrition? Shut the hell up. Attrition my ass. 70-52. That's pathetic. Ryan, that's the worst half that I've seen this year. The Kings played a worse half than that?
No, this was the worst half by far. I posted on my Twitter feed their shot chart just before the half. Grant, how many mid-range shots did they take? One. One mid-range shot.
I was going to say 0. Wow.
Yeah, one mid-range shot. So where's the mid-range? If we can't shoot the three, start going a little bit damn closer and open things up down low for Sabonis. It's crazy.
And what the hell's happened to Kevin Huerter? 10 minutes for Kevin Huerter. Also another goose egg stat line. No points, no rebounds, no assists, no steals, no nothing. 0 points. What the hell is going on here?
Some of these guys, they play off of scoring, right? That's what gets them going. That's what gets the juices flowing. And I don't know if that's Kevin's thing. Traditionally, it hasn't. But Grant, the problem is we have guys that are used to catching and shooting, and that's because of one person, De'Aaron Fox.
Yep.
That's it. They can't create their own shots.
Jerry Reynolds said on this platform 2 months ago, when I said, who's the Kings' most valuable player, he said Domantas Sabonis. And I said, even more than Fox? And he said, yes. And after watching the Kings play this year, I said, you know what? I think you're right, Jerry. But after watching the Kings play without De'Aaron Fox, I'm thinking it's De'Aaron Fox. I mean, they don't have anybody that can step on the floor and run this team when Fox is not there. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. And it's made me question that exact same thing, Grant. They've got to find somebody, and somebody's got to step up. But, at the very minimum, with what we have, I'd like to see a little bit more minutes for Delly. He's a veteran guy.
Yep.
He's trying to distribute, and that's what they need.
You're down 70-52.5 to a team that just ended a 10-game losing streak last night that has nobody playing other than McCollum, all right? Larry Nance Jr. is all right. But, I mean, come on now. And they shoot 55% from the floor, 43% from distance, and they put 70 points up on you. All right, so this better be a pissed-off locker room right now that Mike Brown is engaged in, all right? And I better see some damn fire on this team in the second half starting at the very first possession of the third quarter, all right? Because let me tell you something. If you lose to this team after being in New Orleans with a day off and then playing last night without not playing anyone, I'm not so sure you'd go on and beat the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And these are the games. Well, first off, to your first point, Grant, the first 5 minutes of the third quarter is going to be the game. That is going to be the game. They have to come out and change the tone, like you said. But, yeah, these are the games we got to have. And guess what? Don't look behind your back now, but Kyrie Irving's coming to Dallas. And Dallas is right behind us in the standings. So if we're going to be losing to the Pelicans and then possibly Houston 2 times, what's the next stretch going to be like?
Man, brutal. All right, so here we are at the half, 70-52. All right, fans, what do you think the final score is going to be? First of all, do you think the Kings are going to come back and win this game? I'll make a prediction right now. I think the Kings come back and make this a very close game in the second half. I believe they will make this a very close game. I just don't see how the Kings could play this bad in the second half, all right? So I'll give you my prediction in a minute, but fans, let's roll in with yours. First of all, do you think the Kings come back and win this game? All right. Do you think they come back and win this game? And this is true. Ryan, you talk about this. Every time the Kings play an inferior team, this happens, it seems like.
Yep. That's their MO.
All right, here are the scores rolling in. You know what? I'm going to say the Pelicans win this game, and I'm going to say they win this game 1-19 because I think they're going to fall off. I think they win this game 119-106.
Okay, 119-106. I'm going to say the Kings don't get within 8 points the rest of the game. Just based off of the way they've been shooting, the way they've been playing. My final score is going to be 124-109.
Okay. All right. Also, I want to let everyone know on the stream, and thank you very much for joining us. I know sometimes when the team's playing awful, you don't want to talk about it, but it means a lot to us. And I'll tell you who else. It's going to mean a lot to Anita and Chris because they're going to join us on the post-game show right after this contest. And it would be great if we had some good news for them. So Anita and Chris will join Ryan and myself right after the game here on YouTube. Now, a couple of other things. If you're new to us, welcome. All right. We're doing this a lot. We're going to add more programming. Thank you very much. Please subscribe. If you have not already done so, hit the subscribe button and you'll get everything you need as it relates to programming on this channel, and hit the like button as well. But Anita and Chris are going to be joining us after the game tonight. So, wow. I'm looking at all these chats coming in. Appreciate you too. Thank you very much for everything. And thank you. No, I don't think that Kevin Huerter needs to go. I don't think he needs to go. I think he's having a bad stretch. What do you think, Ryan?
No, absolutely not. He's just going through a stretch.
Yep.
There's no way.
Yep. Well, I only know how to be honest. That's all I've done. And yeah, can you imagine if the Kings did not have Malik Monk on? Someone said, I can't even get to all the messages. They're coming too fast. Here's Cody. Can you imagine without Malik Monk in this game, who came off the bench and was the only one that really showed well, I shouldn't say the only bench played all right, So amazing.
You know what? Malik and Metu, I thought played pretty well in the first half, and we need a lot more of that in the second half for sure.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
I get this question a lot. My job as the announcer was to announce the game. And I love announcing live sporting events because you don't ever know what's going to happen. Like I can walk into a building in the middle of the winter when the Kings are already out of it and watch Klay Thompson score 37 points in one quarter. And so, Ralph Lawler, I asked Ralph Lawler, the longtime voice of the Clippers, who had more losses than anyone in broadcast history. And he said, I'm not a cheerleader. I'm an announcer. My job is to announce the game, win or lose. And I was like, you know what? He's right. That's what our job is. Is it more fun when they win? Yeah, of course it is. But it doesn't suck when they lose from an announcer's perspective. All right. Andrew making bets on the stream. Betting $1,000 the Kings don't win tonight. Well, I'm not taking that bet. It's the NBA. You could make up 18 points and a half easily, especially against a team that's depleted. So, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, probably not. Grant, let's really quick touch on the three-point shooting. Do you think this is going to come around? Because now this is 3 or 4 games in a row that we're seeing.
Yeah, it will. It's cyclical. It happens. It's like a baseball team that's in a team-wide slump, and they can't hit, and then all of a sudden, boom, one guy gets hit, next guy gets a hit, and then next thing you know, they win, 8, 9, 10 in a row, and they're hitting the cover off the ball. It will. They're too good. The shooters are too good on this team. So yes, I believe. I absolutely believe.
So what do you think? When you're in this type of slump as a team, what can get that going? Is it just seeing one guy get going?
Yeah, it's also getting to the foul line. It's also playing a little bit differently and being more aggressive and getting to the foul line, seeing the ball go in, and you'd be surprised how that will help. I also see the Kings, in my opinion, they quick shoot the ball too much, Ryan. They quick shoot the ball too much. And I think that's part of the problem right now, too. I don't think their offense, there's no rhythm offensively with this team right now.
No, there's not. Some teams, they can live off that quick shot. But a lot of those teams are also the best at offensive rebounding, and they get second opportunities when they miss. And this team is not that.
No. All right, so it's a large deficit to make up, but it's the NBA, okay? And yes, I would say Fox will 100%, or I shouldn't say 100 because it's the NBA. I'd say 98% will be added to the team. We'll talk about all of this and more in the postgame. Anita's going to join us. Chris is going to join us. Let's hope there's a better outcome than what we saw in that first half. Second half getting ready to start in a moment. Rhino, we'll talk to you in a little bit, my friend.
Sounds good, Grant. Enjoy the second half.
All right. I want to say thanks to Bennett's. They are phenomenal to be with us here on these live streams. 2 locations, Roseville and Sacramento, coming to the Blue Oaks Town Center in Rockland in the spring. Prime seafood and steaks. I love the redfish. It's phenomenal. Gets with a side of sauteed spinach. It is awesome. Their steaks, whether it's the porterhouse, the bone-in ribeye, Prime New York, they've got hanger steak. They've got great fillets. You're going to love the menu. Check them out. That's Bennett's. Also, huge supporters of the Sacramento Kings. See you after the game, everyone. Thank you for joining us right here on YouTube. Bye-bye.